came to my mind when I found out that the PE subject will tackle all about Arnis is that it will definitely challenge me. I also reminisce the basics of Arnis that we had when I was in junior high school. I didn't expect that the Arnis this semester to be much more difficult for me. There are a lot of stances you have to follow with correct positions of your arms and feet. Despite that, I managed to pass all my activities.
It's a terrific form of exercise. It will help you become more involved and aware. It includes hand-to-hand combat, wrestling, and disarming methods for the arm. They also have some advantages. We call it self-defense or self-control, and then also it improves your cardiovascular endurance and reflexes while also being good for your health.
I'm kind of surprised and excited because all the previous semesters have been generally more on exercises and health related topics, and we don't typically hold props or sticks like our knees. I'm excited because I know a little information or knowledge about the use of our knees, which will not be probably hard for me. After all, it's been our topic in junior high. It's exciting to understand and practice the fundamentals of our knees since it acts as our self-defense method.
I was thrilled when I found out that our PE was going to be Arnis. Arnis is a great cardio and reflexes workout, although you will not be lifting heavy objects. The exercises and drills will get your heart rate up. It can also be used to provide a full body workout. It aids in the enhancement of stamina, muscle tone, flexibility, balance, and strength. It's an excellent physical activity.
Arnis had been difficult for me, especially the stances that include both feet and arms. Arnis is a total body workout, therefore you cannot quickly get the moves and positions. I also encountered difficulties like when the sample video had no indicated left and right, so I don't know how I should correct my positions. That's why I also watch videos about the Arnis stances on YouTube.
The first obstacle to completing an activity is the lack of initiative. We must begin doing an activity as soon as we are allotted one. The activity will stall unless we take an action, and it will lead to trouble. We must overcome all procrastination and complete the task.
Most of the difficulties I've encountered in my activities, particularly when it comes to video output, were caused by my failure to prevent making mistakes and forgetting the next steps or procedures, causing me to redo or take the video entirely to make a fewer errors. Also, when I always hit myself accidentally and made my hands sore because of countless retakes, as it takes time to acquire the steps perfectly.
Sometimes the task is so difficult that it gives you a headache, or you've been tired lately, so you'll be lazy. Furthermore, the devices I use are insufficient for high quality video performance. But overall, I received excellent grade. It's both stressful and enjoyable.
I watched the sample video multiple times to memorize it. From what I said earlier, I also watch videos on YouTube about the proper positions of our knees and feet so I can flawlessly execute them. And of course, you need to apply your efforts and your time. It will definitely help if you had the patience to make it perfect. Also, I do the video activities in Arnis with a friend, and it is more fun to do the activities, and you can also correct each other and have a fun bonding.
Arnis aids in the development of hand-eye coordination, which can lead to improved athletics and more efficient everyday function performance. Arnis improves his reflexes and response speeds, which is beneficial in self-defense. It is easier to notice, block, or escape an assault if you can respond swiftly.
As a student, one of the strategies I always use to execute the skills needed in every activity is to be patient. It takes time to completely learn and adapt the steps and actions of the attacks in doing the Arnis. But to all of my output, it doesn't usually take days for me to memorize all the steps in a particular activity because the strategy I use is to play the given output or the sample output as I take the video and repeat it.
Every student presents an innovative strategy. Working with other students is the most strategic approach for me. Collaboration with other students is also encouraged. The activity is made easier by using groupings, and I can learn new ideas, skills, and other experiences from my colleagues.
The PE subject this semester taught me to be vigilant. It is essential to learn the basics of martial arts for self-defense. Also, whenever I take a video of activities on this subject, it clears my mind from the stressful week, and I've also learned to set my priorities and fix my time management to lessen the stressful activities. That's why I could say that I become more disciplined and responsible student.
In future, it can teach us self-control and discipline. Arnis, like other martial arts, may be used to train and teach self-control and discipline. It also allows us to think quickly and strengthens our bodies because we will be moving a lot.
As a student, one of the strategies I always use to execute the skills needed in every activity is to be patient. It takes time to completely learn and adapt the steps and actions of the attacks in doing the Arnis. But to all of my output, it doesn't usually take days for me to memorize all the steps in a particular activity because the strategy I use is to play the given output or the sample output as I take the video and repeat it. However, I must admit that it was a little difficult to effectively perform the skills required if I sometimes just repeated what I saw in a given sample output.
Arnis in the Philippines today serves as a reminder of the struggles and hardships that the Philippines faced during their colonization by Spain. As a result, Arnis and other martial arts are referred to as forms of self-defense. They are not used to bullying or intimidating helpless or vulnerable people by putting what we've learned into practice. We are doing our best to learn everything we can to incorporate that knowledge into our lives. The skills that make you a better student transfer to everyday life. Martial arts training teaches you self-defense techniques.